Mic check, mic check, 1 2 1 2, mic check, 1 2 1 2. What is good? What is good? What is good, beautiful people? Of course, you know who I be. Good Doc, Dr. Mike TV. Back again, once again. You should already know this one is definitely poised to be an instant classic in the making. If this is your first time to the Dr. Mike TV experience, by all means, make sure you subscribe, make sure you notify, make sure you make yourself well versed with the good that's content. All my good ish shall be listed in the links in the description area below. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have been gone for a long time, right? As a matter of fact, this is my first live, I want to say, in roughly about January. I think the last time, no, I did one with Mike probably a month or so ago. But this is the first live show the Good Docs had in a long time. And it's been a minute. And for those who still continue to rock with the Good Doc, check in on them from time to time. Thank you. I do get emails and I do get text messages from time to time, checking in because I'm not on the tube as much as I used to be. So for all of y'all who did that, appreciate you. All right. For all of y'all who keep in touch with the Good Doc, appreciate you. All right. Since this is my first time back in a long time, I wanted to make sure I came back with a bang. And I have to admit, this particular story is definitely a banger, right? My father shared this with me earlier today. I'm not sure if any other foreigners have covered it just yet, but if I am the first, cool. If I'm not, it is what it is. But I want to get into the story real quick before we get into, personal stuff. If you guys want to ask questions or anything like that, we'll make sure we get into it. So let me bring it up real quick. Let me go ahead and see if I can get my screen to share with y'all and try to get it locked in. It's been a minute since I've done this show, y'all. Just make sure y'all work with me. Let me try to bring this up on my phone real quick, and then I'm going to make sure I get y'all right. But if you haven't already dropped your like, man, make sure you do so accordingly. All right? And if the audio and everything's coming through loud and clear, give me some ones, give me some thumbs so that I can make sure that I don't need to make any further adjustments before I get started. So if there's any issues, let me know. If there's not, give me some ones, give me some thumbs so I can make sure that I'm rocking. Sorry for the lighting. For some god-awful reason, it's just not working for me today. For some reason, the lighting is being a complete butt. But it is what it is. As long as you can hear me, you'll definitely get this story. All right. So before I start, guys, man, make sure I'm good. Just give me, like I said, some ones and thumbs. Make sure you guys can hear me. SML, appreciate you. As long as y'all good, I'm good. All right. So without further ado, let me go ahead and present my screen real quick. I told y'all it's been a minute since I've done this, so pardon me if I F this thing up. We'll do entire screen. Click on this joint here, share. All right, we sharing. All right, so let me make sure that y'all can read. For you also. My bad. I want to make sure that it's clicked in. I'm sorry, zoomed in enough that you guys can read this particular story with me. All right. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and lock all the way the F in. All right. So, this article only came out, damn, today. So, if any other foreigner covered this today before the Good Doc drops this one, that's crazy because it only came out today at 1:54 in the afternoon, right? So, my father shared this with me probably about a couple of hours ago via Facebook, and I just had to share it with y'all. I couldn't sit on this one for very long. All right, so it says American arrested in the Philippines after police finds his girlfriend inside a water drum. I repeat, my man killed his Filipina and apparently put her body in a water drum. Let's figure out exactly what happened that led to this particular incident. All right, so the victim's son asked police in the Philippines for help after finding a strange smell coming from the American expat's house. All right, let me close this stuff real quick. This is not what we're here for. All right, so let's go ahead and lock into the story. An American expat living in the Philippines has been arrested after police discovered the body of his Filipino girlfriend inside a water drum near her home in the nation's capital. I'm assuming the nation capital, they mean Manila, but we'll get into it in a minute. William Thomas Worth, 71 years of age, faces murder charges for allegedly yeeting, I'm not going to say the word, his girlfriend, who was a 48-year-old young lady by the name of Mila Los, I believe. All right. After finding out she was married with a child and was not single, as she had claimed. Back up. We've much locked in on the reason why my man probably lost it. So apparently, he was led to believe that his Filipina was single, but when he found out that she was indeed married and had a kid, this was probably the potential motive for said acts. Now, under no circumstances do we condone behavior like this. I mean, I'm gonna make sure I say that. I shouldn't have to, but let me go ahead and get it out the way. We don't condone behavior like this, but there is something that enrages people in general, men, women, it doesn't matter, when they hear somebody lie to them about something like this, right? And the only reason I would believe a man would react like this is if he truly was in love, right? If you truly are in love, love make you do some crazy shit, so they say, right? But my man must have been really locked in, and when he found out that his particular young lady was not only not single, but also had kids, I don't think he could take it. But for all of you who've watched The Good Doc, or you've participated in the channel, or you participated in some of the videos we put together, or you know a little bit about the Philippines, or you know you have a little bit of information and you kind of have ideas about young ladies in general, I would be hard pressed to believe that a young lady that is 48 years of age doesn't have a kid. Now, I don't know if his anger, maybe the story will tell us, comes directly from the fact that she was married with the kid, or the fact that she was married and tried to keep it a secret. I don't know if she tried to keep the kid a secret. It seems like these particular secrets led this man down a very, very, very dangerous path, right? But let's go ahead and continue on. Excuse me, went too far. Sorry. Los son, which is 20, he's 21 years of age, by the way. His name is Nino J. Went to the police after his mother had been missing for a few days. He had asked his mother's roommate as to her whereabouts, then spoke to the guy, the foreigner, Worth, who said he had no idea. Okay. But the son apparently noticed a foul smell or odor coming from the house, at which point he went to the police for help. Okay. Bacoor City, excuse me if I'm saying that wrong. Police recovered 3 knives and nylon rope at the foreigner's house and noted that Worth had wounds in different parts of his body. Then they found the body of the young lady sealed by duct tape inside a garage bag inside of the blue water drum in which the smell was coming from. All right. And it's crazy, but that's the picture of the drum right there. If you guys can see it, I don't want to zoom in too close. It's not graphic or anything, but I'm sorry. Did I zoom in? My bad. Let me back up. But yeah, they just put a picture of the drum. And I'm trying to zoom in close enough because I want y'all to notice some shit. Y'all may not see this in the picture, but I'll link the article if you choose. If you want me to, I'll link it in the description area below. I'll put it in the description when I finish. And also I'll put it in the chat in a second. But there's these mothballs. Y'all can't see them. Some of y'all may be able to see them in the picture, but some of you not. But there's these white spots right here in front of the drum, which are mothballs. And some people use that to deter insects and stuff, but also to minimize smells. This is also utilized to minimize smells, right? So you can tell that whatever he did, it was all intentional. And the reason he put this stuff here was to deter, I want to believe, potential body decay, but that's not really what it's about. But more or less the smell that potentially could come from the drum, but it didn't do enough, especially if the son was able to smell it from wherever he was inside the house. I don't know if the foreigner actually let him in. I don't know if it was, he met him at the door, but he could smell it or some stuff. But I've been to people's houses recently, and you can kind of smell the odor from a house from outside the house. So he may not have even had to go inside and, before he became super suspicious. Okay. Y'all give me a minute. The police chief, or the police lieutenant, excuse me. Back that up real quick. The police lieutenant's name mentioned here, because I'm not about to try to spell this name, identified the victim to the press and confirmed that she had been missing since May 5th. So the article comes out on the 13th. She's been missing since the 5th, about a week or so, week and a half or so. And yeah, that's some pictures there. Not too graphic, thank God, but they did show some stuff there. The body was already bloated. It was inside the drum and covered with packing tape. Based on our assessment, the victim has been yeeted or deceased for at least 2 or 3 days. Okay, that's a picture of my man in his orange. Preliminary investigation suggests that the Filipina may have slipped during an altercation and hit her head, after which Worth allegedly tried to, choke her to death. The police said they will carry out an autopsy to confirm the cause of death. Make sure there's anything else here. Worth remained in police custody as of May 9th and will face an inquest this week. The police have said they will work with the U.S. Embassy regarding the incidents. All right, a U.S. Embassy spokesperson told spokesperson in Manila told the AFP that they were aware of the case, but that due to U.S. Privacy Act consideration, we cannot provide any further information. So that should be the end of the article. All right, let me go ahead and stop sharing real quick because we got to have a conversation, ladies and gentlemen. We have got to have a conversation. All right. So quick rundown, ladies and gentlemen. 71-year-old finds out his 48-year-old Filipina is married and also has a child. Apparently, upon hearing this particular information, likely it drove him to do some things, or maybe there's certain information that's being left out of this particular article. All I can do is infer what we have based on the article at hand. Ladies and gentlemen, he went all in. I can tell he went all in, right? And me, I'm covering it from the perspective of the amount of time, effort, and energy you put into a relationship, right? I believe that it was nothing but the love this man had for this young lady that drove him to go crazy. That's just my belief. It could be something else, but that's my belief. And let's talk about it. My man's 71 years of age, man. With all due respect, man, that's up there. Shout out to all my brethren who are in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. I ain't saying nothing, but what I'm saying is you're up there in age, right? I would hope that at that particular point in time, you're a seasoned veteran or you've been in the game long enough to be able to say, hey, I can see through things. Or maybe this is his first time dating internationally. This is his first Filipina. Maybe he heard stories. This is his first time. Maybe he's just trying to live his best life. I don't know. Finds himself with a young lady that's already attached to somebody. As many of us know, it's very rare that you come across a Filipina at that particular age that is not either attached to somebody or has been attached to somebody wherein a kid was produced, right? I think it's almost a rarity to find a Filipina that does not have a child, period, over the age of 30. It's almost a rarity. Usually a lot of them have kids in their 20s. There's a few, don't get me wrong. There's a few young ladies in their 30s, mid 30s that may not have had kids yet, maybe working on career, or maybe not found the right person for them, or maybe they felt somebody wasn't interested in them. I don't know. But it's very rare that you find a young lady above the age of 30 in the Philippines that does not have any kids or has not been in any type of relationship that could lead to her mothering a particular kid. And it comes at the absolute worst time because Mother's Day, at least here in the United States, is tomorrow, right? So shout out to all the mothers out there. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. And if you still got your mother, man, make sure you take good care of her. I'm going to see mine tomorrow. But, it sucks that, this timing is just all left up. But we have to look at the situation at hand. He was probably unaware of the situation, and when he found out his young lady was lying to him, he probably went into a fit of rage. I can almost guarantee it was because he thought that this woman probably actually loved him. She probably said all the right words. Y'all know how it goes, man. Filipinas, I'm going to tell you from my own mouth because I've been in this game a long time. Been married relatively recently, but been dating for a long time. I know Filipinas are good with their words, right? And it doesn't take much. You'll only realize this as a man when you're in the situation, when you're in the trenches, and especially in a place like the Philippines. It doesn't take much for a Filipina to convince most guys that they really do like them and or are in love with them. Why do you say this, Doc? I'm so glad you asked. they know how to use the sweet words, right? Oh, you're so handsome, you're so guapo. And if they know that you're coming from a place like the United States, wherein you may not receive such treatment, or you may not be praised for your looks, or you may not necessarily praised, but complimented on your looks, or you're a type of guy that may not get a lot of girls, so you're trying to see what a broad is like, and they have that mentality, and they know that may be the type of person that you are. Chances are they know only a couple of words will get you smitten with them, because when you're a man not used to that type of attention in the United States, when you get it in a place like the Philippines, it completely turns you crazy. It turns you crazy because it's a type of, how can I say this? It's the type of energy that you're just not used to, right? And my man is 71 years of age, man. Maybe he was just happy to, be with somebody. I don't know what his prior life was, if he had a wife or anything like that. I'm not sure about his particular backstory or history, but maybe if he was either divorced, or maybe his young lady or wife that he had prior was, deceased already, and he was just looking to get back into the game himself, trying to mend a broken heart, dating somebody else, whatever it may be, whether it be divorce, or maybe his young lady is no longer with him, a wife, or he may not have dated at all, maybe not had kids at all, who knows. When you do find a Filipina or somebody abroad that's giving you a little bit of attention, you like them and shit, and they like you back and stuff, it's just different. It's a different vibe. And most of us know that you can pick out somebody when they trying to fuck with you, right? You can kind of tell when somebody just saying shit because they trying to get something out of you, but some guys can't tell, right? And maybe somebody in their 70s, or in their older ages, just looking for somebody to settle down with, because they come from a different generation, wherein if people said certain things and certain words, they meant it and they stood on that. If you believe that mentality, chances are you're gonna take her at her word, right? And when it comes to find out that not only this young lady has a husband, not divorced. That's the kicker. Not divorced. It doesn't say they were separated, but even if they were separated, they're still married on paper. That's a problem. You all know, man, adultery is probably one of the biggest things in the Philippines. To be honest, I think adultery is one of the biggest things that foreigners get caught up with in the Philippines, period, right? You cannot be with a wife. You cannot be with a young lady that is still married to another man. I'm not sure if there's rules to separation. I guess if it's legally binding paperwork that says that they are legally separated, it might be a little bit different. But if there's no paperwork on them being separated, they just talk about it, but the husband goes and complains to the right people and they come get your ass, that's still adultery, right? That's still a problem. That is a very big problem that could get you arrested and put in jail in the Philippines. Y'all know this shit. And if you don't know, now you know. All right? That's a big fucking problem, and that is a big deal. So imagine him. I don't know if he got caught. I don't know if the husband said something. I don't know if the husband and the wife were still on good terms and they were trying to use the foreigner. I mean, there's so many different avenues and routes to look at this particular story, but based on the information that we have, that, you can take this in any direction. But the center focal point of this entire story is the young lady, the 48-year-old young lady named Mila, right? Was she dealing with the foreigner and having a husband and keeping a secret from the husband and keeping a secret from the foreigner? Was the husband in on it with the wife and, they were trying to get the foreigner for something? Or, who knows, man? It's crazy. The son is crazy because the son went to the house, right? The son went to the house apparently after, whatever happened to the mom already happened, right? Because he said he smelt it already. So the son asked the mom's roommate where she was. The roommate told her. He went to the house and he smelt it. So I don't know if the husband was aware that she had a son or whatever. It didn't seem like he was shocked to see him or anything like that. I'm not sure how this particular role played out. All I know is that when I'm hearing the story, all I'm seeing is a man who's going through some shit. He finds out that the love of his life, and I'm going to probably go ahead and go out on a limb and say he probably really did lock in and really love this girl. The love of his life basically has been cheating on the entire time, or has been in a relationship the entire time. He doesn't know. Now he's probably just devastated, heartbroken and everything. And this is what it resorted to. Because at this point, nobody out here just, knifing people for no goddamn reason, bro. That shit sounds crazy. The fact that he did it is mind-blowing to me, but Story of the life, man. Anyways, guys, I see a couple of y'all in the building, man. If you haven't already, drop your like, man. Make sure you drop the like. Make sure y'all caress Velocity, stretch yourself over that like button. And once it needs it, most definitely has to have it. You guys want to support the good doc in any capacity, please feel free to do so. Super chat. You already know what my stuff is. Linked in the description there below. But let's lock in, man. I'm going to get the comments in a section. Let me take a drink real quick. Shout out to my brother, SML. Appreciate you locking in, man. Yeah, my man was 71 years of age. Old school player. That's the best way to put it. Old school player. Yeah, homie was with a 48-year-old young lady. Wow. Yeah, 21-year-old kid. I know. That sounds crazy, right? You 21-year-old grown-ass man. I know. I still call him a kid. It's her son, right? I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm an old-ass man, but I'm still my mama's baby, right? Type shit. But, yeah, 21 years of age, man. MD, what's up with you, bro? He says, oh, bro, I was trying to look at I was fucked up, bro. I read the comment, but I didn't know what you was talking about, bro. There are a lot of crazy dudes in the Philippines. He could have just walked away and found another one even at his age. That's what I was thinking too, man. That's exactly what I was thinking. I said, man, you want to ruin your life over that? I'm pretty sure he could have got him a younger one if he wanted to. He could have got him damn near any girl he wanted to in the Philippines, age-wise. Might have been a little creepy. Might have looked a little crazy, but on God, he could have got anybody he wanted to, right? But my man chose to ruin what he had remaining in his life doing this right here, right? Now, chances are, how do I see this playing out? Filipinos are going to want justice for sure. He's probably going to do some years in Philippine jail, maybe, before they ship his ass back to the United States. Or they may just simply ship him out straight to the United States. I'm not sure. Usually they do want the foreigner to serve some time in Philippine jail. But in reality, if he's going to serve time, he's serving life, right? I mean, when you yeet somebody, bro, that's life sentence, automatic, right? So how much time he'll spend in Philippine jail versus going to the U.S., going to jail, I'm not sure. But they are aware of it. The embassy did say they are aware of the situation. And I guess we just have to see how the story plays out. They're probably not going to sensationalize it or talk about it very much, unfortunately. I wish they would, but they're probably not going to talk too much about it after this. Maybe they'll drop a story maybe in a couple of days or so once the final verdict is reached. But chances are we're probably not going to hear too much more about it. But yeah, man, I wish he would have just walked away and found somebody new. That's the beautiful thing about a place like the Philippines, man. My dad says it all the time. I use this saying to make a very, very relevant point, but it's a point worth making. My dad used to tell me all the time, man, a Filipina turns 18 years old every day. And he'll sit there and say, marinate on that shit. A Filipina turns 18 years of age every day. Now, the greater example or the greater thing that I want you to take away from that is there will always be somebody out there for you, right? There'll always be somebody out there for you. You don't necessarily have to just say, this is the one and done for me. Oh my God, this girl broke my heart. Oh, this bitch go ruin my life. No, I got to take her out too. You know, it's crazy, man. We don't know if this man's mental state either. They don't talk about it, man. We don't know if he may have had prior issues with mental issues. I don't know. That's the one thing about the story. Right now, we can only speculate why my man was going all in on that. And as a result, he found out some news that I don't think he cared for him. And he went as far as he did. I mean, that's mind-blowing for me. My man says, you do have to learn to take the L and keep it pushing. Trust me, I've had to take many, many L's in my life, y'all. Doc won't always a winner. I mean, look. Look, where I ended up now, trust me, it took a lot of mistakes to get here. I'll tell you the truth, man. It took a lot of L's to get where we are today. He said he got with the scammer and lost it. I can't lie, man. I can't lie to you. I do not know how I would react if somebody finessed me out of a lot of my money, right? I can't tell you honestly how I could or would react if somebody finessed me out of my bread, pension, savings, whatever it is. You finesse me out of my money and it's a significant amount. It's different when it's, a little bit of money here, a little bit of money there. Fuck it, man. I'll just chalk that up to the game. But if I'm losing lots of money as a result of fucking with you or dealing with you, and you try to finesse or play me, I can't tell you how I would react. I ain't gonna cap, bro. I can't tell you how I would react if I found you. Like, so I'm not sure where this energy is coming from. You know, sometimes you just don't know how you're gonna react. But you know, my man probably did get with a scammer and probably just snapped, man. Just snapped. I mean, he's on some other shit, man. If my man decided to just keep her in the house, though, my man's on one. All right, he definitely on one just to put her in a water drum, and just keep her in the house, though, bruh. That might give him an insanity plea if he chooses to go that way. But yo, that shit is crazy. Shout out to my man Kane. What's up, man? He says, okay, I'm done. He said, listen, if you know you are not understanding and or have a lack of knowledge of female nature, and if you are in the first-time male traveler, all nationality or heritage and color, words of advice, don't go to the Philippines. If you are a newbie in this game, man, Philippines, it may not be the first play for you. If you're new to this, I can see why and how you can say that. Because these girls are good with their words, man. Y'all think they fall for the shit foreigners say? And they'd be like, oh, these foreigners are going over here and taking advantage of these girls and shit and blah, blah, blah. Love you too. My wife is there. I say hi to the wife. You know I'm gonna call you out. Which one? What I say that was bad? What did I say that was bad? Okay. I don't like the way you're looking at me right now. You gotta let me work now. I'm talking to my friends. My wife is there, guys. I'm sorry. I'm talking to my friends. We just having a moment. Anyways, all right. Yeah, man, going to the Philippines may not be your best bet. Off the rip. I like the Philippines. I love it. And to be honest with you, though, I do credit a lot of my survival in said country because of my dad and my brother, right? I had people with me. I was never alone, right? And then when I was alone, I had accumulated enough information and knowledge to kind of be able to navigate my way through shit on my own. Was I perfect 100% of the time? Absolutely not. But at the end of the day, I had help. And if you don't have help, going to the Philippines is not your play. I can see why you would say that for sure. He says, yeah, I'll get heat, but let me explain this. Heaven is heaven for everyone. He said, no, some of you are going. Okay, I'm not gonna read it out loud, but I get where you're coming from, player. I get where you're coming from. It is a very sad situation. What's going on, Smooth? But yeah, it's sad on both parties, from both parts. Everybody's taking an L on this one, man. Everybody's taking an L here. Family loses their mother. Foreigner loses his freedom by taking another life, man. It's a lot going on, right? But at the center of it all is this particular young lady, right? And I don't know what she did. Oh God, I don't know what she did. I don't know what she said to him. I don't know. I don't know. Because when I read the story, and I'm looking at it right now, give me a second, y'all. I'm not looking at the screen. But when I read it, it says, right. It literally says, William Thomas Worth, 71 years of age, faces the yeeting charges for allegedly yeeting his girlfriend after finding out she was married with a child and was not single as she had claimed. So that's it. That is the legit reason why he did it. That's basically what the article is telling me. I repeat, Mr. Worth, 71 years of age, faces these particular charges for allegedly yeeting his girlfriend, 48-year-old young lady Mila, after finding out she was married with a child and was not single as she had claimed. My man went off the rocker because he found out his young lady wasn't married. You said there was an article. It was an article on the side. Which one? I was trying to. I wonder if there's any update. I don't think so. I gotta zoom this back out, y'all, because they were talking about a bunch of different things on this website. But all I know is for sure. Oh, Fidel, I know what you mean, bro. Yeah, giant snapping turtle. Now I see it. I wasn't, bro. You want me to click, sir? If you want me to click on the story so we can read about the giant snapping turtle, by all means, I will do so. Because I was not paying attention. That was me. You're right. There it is. The story on the side. It's actually still there as I was reading it. I saw it. My bad. If you want us to read about the giant snapping turtle, maybe we could do that a little bit later. But yeah, man, this particular story is sad and on all fronts, right? Because many of us know how easy it is to bounce back in the Philippines. I don't know if you guys have ever been in any bad relationships with Filipinos before. The majority of us have probably been in and out of the game for a little bit. We probably dated or dealt with some really, really bad ones, but we kind of bounced back, or we kind of just, shook it off and kept it pushing. Maybe my man thought that was his last real chance at a real relationship. And when you kind of feel like that's your last real chance at something, who knows how you're going to react and respond. Unfortunately, my man chose to do the unthinkable, man. He went all in on this. And it's a sad story all around, y'all. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, man, I appreciate y'all locking in. I'm not going to keep you on very long. I just wanted to get through this story. Wanted to share it with y'all real quick because it's truly, truly unfortunate. The thing is, guys are going to the Philippines or any other country for women without doing any kind of research. Yes. Yes, that is so true. 100% true, man. Nobody wants to do the research anymore. You just see a couple of guys on here talking about how much fun they had in these particular countries, and you think that you can just figure it out when you get there. You can, but you're gonna probably make a lot of fucking mistakes. 100%. I believe you're gonna make a boatload of mistakes before you actually get it right. And what kills me is a lot of people think, yo, man, let me follow this guy on YouTube. Let me follow that guy on YouTube and get my information, which is cool, right? Because I'm one of them guys that I hope that you at least take some advice into consideration if you choose to rock with Doc. And if you do, make sure you drop that like. Appreciate you. But the thing about it is, we as content creators in this Philippine space or in any space, Colombia, DR, wherever, Brazil, those of us that cater to these particular communities, we can tell you everything that we know, right? We can tell you everything that we know, everything we've experienced or been through. But you'll only know if it's applicable to you if you go through it yourself, right? A lot of people like to live vicariously through others. I don't hold that against you, right? I don't hold it against you. Maybe you can't travel yet. Maybe you're working on it. So at the time, in the meantime, in between time, you just have to live through somebody else, whether it's their videos or content, stories they share, whatever. But it's going to come a time when you're going to have to do that shit on your own. There's going to come a time when you got to do that shit yourself. And when you're actually physically in whatever country you choose to lock in with, Philippines, DR, Japan, Thailand, whatever, you're going to realize that now it's time to put plan or thoughts into action, right? Now you have to see if whatever has been told to you, shared with you, whatever information you soaked up, you now have to see if it's applicable to you and your situations. Now, all of us would say, yo, man, keep your eyes open, keep your head on a swivel, man. Think before you act, because Filipinos, like I said before, they're very good with their words. Y'all think I'm playing. I've seen a guy get finessed out of his bread quick, right? Girl say some real nice shit to you. Real nice shit. Hit you with a sad story. Usually the sad story comes up. Y'all know what the sad stories are. Somebody sick. Can't pay my electric bill. I don't know where I'm gonna live anymore. My boarding house payment is due. I can't talk to you anymore because my internet bill is about to expire, or I don't got no load. I mean, you name it, the stories are fucking endless. So it's kind of like marketing to an extent. And I've learned this because Filipinos are a lot like the greatest marketers of all time, because there's a such thing in marketing called the call to action, right? Many of us know this, many of us don't. But the call to action is basically, now it's do or die. Are you going to do it or are you not? So they'll sell you the story, make you feel bad and shit. And the call to action to be, oh, can you help me? Right? That call to action is now, are you going to put forth, are you going to put the money behind your actions? Are you going to, put your money where your mouth is type shit? If you tell me you love me and all this shit, are you going to help me? And then if you don't help, now all of a sudden she's looking at you like you're crazy and shit, and you're feeling bad because you know you could, but you don't want to because you don't want to spend the bread on it. And when I tell you it's a manipulative tactic, and if you're not ready for it, it'll fuck with you 100%. This is why when you really in the country and you really locked in and you're really there, only then will you realize if you have the stamina, the mental capacity to withstand that type of barrage of guilt, right? Because they're going to guilt the fuck out of you, right? Trust me when I tell you, they will guilt you into trying to give you monies, trying to. They're going to guilt you into doing whatever they can to get that bread about you. Can you withstand that? You say that now when you're sitting behind the, or I'm not behind the camera. You say that now when you're sitting behind a video watching somebody like myself or somebody else talk about all the things you need to be aware of. And, when you go to places like the Philippines, we try to give you warnings. You sit there and tell yourself, man, ain't none of these hoes gonna get over on me. They ain't about to get me for my bread. Wait till that call to action comes. That fucking call to action. Are you about that life? You gonna put your money where your mouth is, or are you gonna sit there and let me starve? Figuratively and literally. She's gonna sit there and put that ultimatum right in front of your face. Now, if you're the type of guy and you're just trying to get laid and you're like, fuck it, man. If you're smart, never mind. Nope, not gonna do that. I can't tell you all the trade secrets. I've already shared this with you before. I'm not gonna do it again, right? It's in probably one of about 3 videos I've ever put out that kind of focused on this, right? But when it comes to the call to action, right? Are you gonna do it or are you not? If you don't do it, your percentage chance of getting laid goes down. If you do it, maybe your percentage chance of getting laid goes up. I don't know. But when that call to action comes, that will let you know if you're ready or not. And 90% of y'all ain't ready for this shit. I'm gonna tell you to your face, you're not ready. I love y'all, but y'all ain't ready for that. That shit is dangerous. When I tell you it's dangerous, it's dangerous. So, okay, the call to action comes. Maybe that young lady put homeboy in the call to action mode and he stood up to the task, right? He put the money where his mouth was. He helped her out with a couple of things because I'm sure he did. Let's be real, right? I'm sure he came out of pocket. And I do believe that if he was really in love with her, genuinely in love with her, and he put his money where his mouth was when that call to action was met, and then come to find out she's over here giving that money to a husband or this, that, and the other, it could break a man. We say brush it off, move on, take the L, but not too many people are willing to just sit there and take the L. I will tell you that. Not too many people are going to sit on their hands and just take that L. And I don't think he was one of those that was just going to take the L. So this is where we are now, man. Damn, that's strong. But like you said, bro, yeah, they're going to the country, not doing their research. He said these dudes are totally different and they're raised different. 100%, man. If you said I would not follow those dudes. He says they pump faking. Yeah, there's a lot of pump faking in this community, man, and other communities too. Let's keep it real. But there's a lot going on, man, behind closed doors. We don't talk about it because it's none of our business. We're a small channel and we just cater to the content. We cater to what we know. We do a little speculation every now and again because it's shit fun. But for the most part, we just out here having fun, man. And we're just out here putting out the information and sharing shit that I think would be a learning lesson of sorts for anybody looking to travel. And like I said, when I tell you, when that call to action comes, are you ready for that call to action or not? Are you ready for the call to action or not? Because they will put the ultimatum right there in front of you. They won't tell you that, oh, if you don't give me no money, you're not going to get laid type shit. They probably won't phrase it that way unless they're part of an industry that otherwise puts them in a position to do so. A lot of them won't do that. But let's just know that you're going to get some real cold text messaging once you say no. And a lot of guys are scared to say no. What kind of shit is that? They scared to say no. Hey. The massage parlors be the joint right. Stop. Never mind. I don't know who's listening. But nah, man, I never liked the massage. Nah, well, I know why you're explaining it, but I used to go to the massage joint to actually get a massage. No cap. That was literally what I used to go for, man. Back in the day, Doc used to think he was a young Tiger Woods, man. And I don't know if you've ever played golf, but I don't play golf, but I used to go to the range and me and my dad used to just slice, man, just kill it. And my shoulder blades used to get stiff, like hard as hell. So I used to go to the massage parlor, let the girl just rub my shoulders for an hour. Literally, she was going, I gave her a tip now, boy. Goddamn. But yeah, man, she used to rub them shoulders for an hour, just sit up there chilling. Because my blades used to hurt like hell. Because I don't know, whoever told you that golf was a sport that you can't get injured in, they lied to me. That's all I'm gonna say. Paul, what's up with you, bro? Appreciate you locking in, man. Most guys don't use common sense. They truly don't. They truly don't. Common sense is now a lost art in the majority of people. And I do believe that it is a lost art mainly because too many of us back up, rewind. Too many people, too many men in general prioritize getting laid before prioritizing understanding who the fuck they trying to get laid with, or who they trying to get booed up with, or who they trying to lay up with. Some people don't care. Let me go to the little joint where the girls is dancing and I can bar fine. Let me just deal with that and live my best life that way. Right? I ain't looking for nothing serious. I ain't looking for this, that, and the other. Just let me have my little fun and shit. Call it a day. A lot of people cool with that. I don't hold it against you if that's your lifestyle of choice. I do not hold it against you if that is your lifestyle of choice. But what I will say is you will come out of pocket and there will never be, if you cared for a serious relationship, you got to understand that your relationship will begin and end with how much money you're willing to spend. I'm going to say that one more time for everybody in the nosebleeds. Your relationship will begin and end with how much money you're willing to spend if you choose to operate with the young ladies that work the night, or the young ladies that work these particular clubs and stuff. Only the amount of money you're willing to spend will your relationship begin and end. Once the money's out, do you really expect it to be around? Maybe, maybe not. Right? See 10 of y'all in the building. If you haven't already dropped your like, make sure you drop your like, man. I'd highly appreciate that one. Caress, molest, and stretch yourself all over that like button. It wants it, needs it, most definitely has to have it. You guys want to support in any capacity, please feel free to do so. But like I said, man, happy and blessed y'all choose to come through. Spend a little bit of time with the boy today. Now and then, he says, where's the currency of the United States goes along? He said, where the currency in the United States goes a long way, the better hurry up. The lady's about to switch over to using Bitcoin wallets because U.S. currency is not going to cut it anymore. Yeah, the dollar bow weak as hell right now. I'm not one to get into politics. Never have, never will. But yeah, dang, what is going on in the world today? It's killing me. It's killing me. I used to think that too. I think I said that in a video once before recently, right? With all of the stuff that's happening with the United States in reference to the weakening dollar and stuff like that. I said this right here is the prime time, in my opinion, that you would expect your altcoins and your stable coins and stuff like that, Bitcoin or whatever. I would expect this shit to shoot up. Banks are fucking closing out. There's not enough actual cash reserve on hands, physical cash on hand anymore. I mean, I used to think this is the play now, right? This digital currency shit. Because physical, actual cash doesn't exist. If Warren Buffett wanted to go to the bank right now and get $1 million, he couldn't. And if he could, it would take him at least a week to get it, right? You got to order that type of money. I heard a dude say he tried to go to the bank the other day to get out $100,000, and they looked at him like he was crazy. $100,000 of his own money, mind you, 100 grand of his own fucking money, he couldn't get it out the bank at all. Why? Because the bank doesn't hold that type of money on reserve, right? Everybody knows that once you deposit money in your bank accounts, they send that money out and let people loan it out so that they can earn money on it just to give us this weak ass 0.5%, maybe 1% of interest for holding that type of bread inside of our bank accounts, right? Yeah, I've kind of been schooling myself on the currency right now and what's happening with the banks and stuff. And I'm telling you right now, it's not a good look, man. It's not looking good. Not looking good in these streets, son. But yeah, the US money is not gonna cut it like it once did. The dollar is still gonna hold, right? The dollar is still gonna be stronger than the peso. So as long as the dollar remains stronger than the peso, chances are you're gonna be all right. But it's not looking good, man. It's looking a little shady out here, but it's all good. He said, "What is the actual story of what happened, though?" I just joined the live. Quick. We had a foreigner, 71-year-old foreigner that decided to delete his young lady after finding out that she had a husband as well as a kid, a son. The foreigner didn't know it. I think this is what caused him to be enraged, and as a result, my man did the unthinkable, man. He went all in and risked his life for, the fact that he found out his young lady. She was 48. He was 71. Found out that she had a kid and a husband, and he lost it. He says it's like the guys who buy houses for their Filipina girlfriends. Whew! I know a lot of guys out there who be tricking out like that, right? What's 50 grand? What 50,000 pesos to build little Nipa hut for his girl and shit? That's cute. You know what I'm saying? Until you find out she's moving in all of her relatives, plus her husband and her kids into the house, and it's not y'all's house, it's their house now. Why? Because you put the house in her name, and she got all the benefits of keeping that house, and she kicked your ass out and moved in all of her relatives. Story of your life, sir. Seen it happen far too many times. We all know that story. Filipina gets a foreigner to buy a house, puts the house in the Filipina's name because the foreigner can't own the house outright. He thinks this girl's he loves her, and she loves him, and the next thing you know, she done moved in her husband, her kids, all her relatives into the house that you spent your hard-earned money for and kicked you out of it. Again, play that game if you want to, man. You play them stupid games, you're going to win stupid prizes, player. That's all I got for you. My man says, he said, you will come out the parlor with your money and dignity. You damn right. Just do that. Yeah. Don't be playing, man. I play golf, bro. I used to. Man, just rub my shoulders, girl. Just rub these shoulders. Dude, I used to get a whole hour, sometimes extra 30. Give a good tip, call it a day, girl. You was rubbing these shoulders, though. Right? Like them old chiropractic videos, man. Shit. Nah, y'all gonna rub these shoulders, girl. Shit hurt. Anyways, man. He said it's better in the long run to just walk away. Nothing worth your freedom and getting put in the news. Yeah, you keep that. 100%. The dollar is not going anywhere. People have been saying that for decades. Yeah, I wanted digital currency or like your shit to be. I really was betting on Bitcoin and all of this shit to rise as a result of these bank closures. But I still think there is far more faith in the banking system. And you got to understand, it was these little banks that was closing anyways. Won't no real big banks closing or needing bailouts and shit. So you keep playing around with them little banks, yeah, you're likely to get right. Oh, man, no problem, bro. It was a quick story to reiterate, man. No problem. He said these dudes have to come in like they are not looking for anything. I got a video coming out, man. Y'all remember that Morgan Freeman advice on women? It's the exact same thing, man. I did a video reaction to that. That was pretty cool. Morgan Freeman's advice on advice on women is classic, 100%. My man said, whoever don't want their dollars, let them have them. Yeah, I never get rid of my actual physical dollars. I shouldn't say this shit out loud, but nobody knows me. Anyways, I just started hoarding cash recently, like actual physical cash, because I haven't found an online bank that I actually believe in. And I really never kept a lot of money in my bank account. My investment account, I keep a pretty decent stash. Other shit like that, yeah. But for me, man, I never saw any value hoarding my cash and savings accounts anymore, man. It used to be the play, but that was back in the day when my grandma and my mama and them was coming up, man. Yeah. Oh yeah, you saw the Morgan Freeman shit? Oh yeah, man. That's the GOAT right there. And the way he said it was just on point. And it was literally how I played it without knowing, without hearing that first. And it worked the majority of the time. I'm not 100%. I was never 100%, but I had a high clearance rate. We'll say that. Back in the day, man. My man says they have to come in cold hearted, walk like you have no intentions. Very true. Like you can't be thirsty, bro. We all know that. Can't be drooling and thirsting over there. Anybody. Once you understand that, you'll learn that women will be more attracted to you if you're not thirsting over them, because they're really gonna wonder why you're not drooling over them or being on top of them like everybody else would, right? Truth be told, that is the truth. My man says buy gold bags. I do want some gold, period, sir. A wise account is the best account for new security. I'll look into that one, family. I'll definitely look into that one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, love y'all. Not gonna keep y'all on very long. Enjoy your Saturday evening or early morning, wherever you guys are in the world today. Manami, salamat salahat, and thank you guys for joining the Good Doc. It has been fun. It has been real, man. Time for the Good Doc to go and get to getting. Y'all take care, man. Y'all stay blessed. Doc is out. Peace.